What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. Let's discuss Monday Night Raw for July the 31st, 2023. A okay go-home show for Saturday's SummerSlam. But before we get into the Monday Night Raw review, first, we send our condolences to the families of Pee Wee Herman and Adrian Street. So their families are in our thoughts and prayers, and we send our condolences to their families. Also, before we get into the review, definitely, if you guys have time, check out Cody Rhodes' documentary. That documentary is tremendous. I loved it. I watched it a few hours before Monday Night Raw. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely an amazing documentary. Go and watch it. It is must see. It is absolutely must see. Tremendous. WWE hit it out the park. They let Cody be Cody. And this thing was absolutely tremendous. I loved it. I loved it. Go and watch it. Go and watch it. It is that damn good. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the review. So we kicked the show off not with Judgment Day, so that's great. We kicked the show off with Logan Paul. So he comes into the ring, he gets on the mic, gives a shout out to Houston, but then he insults the fans. He's met with boos. He said he's not here for brain dead fans. That was great. He's here for Ricochet. Logan Paul goes on about how he's tired of introducing Ricochet to his audience, who are nothing like these fans, as a way to hype up their SummerSlam match. But he was victimized. Paul says, you can forget about a fight. He's going to beat Ricochet in the most viral WWE match ever. And then he's interrupted by Ricochet. So Ricochet says last week he was in Logan Paul's live stream, but he's in his head this week. Ricochet then knocks Logan Paul for buying online followers and says no matter how Logan Paul spends it, Logan Paul is not the good guy. Ricochet does respect Logan Paul as an athlete and a showman. So Paul really appreciates that. He goes on to give Ricochet props, but the crowd breaks out in a "you suck" chant. Logan Paul says Ricochet was one of the best until Logan Paul showed up. Logan Paul talks about their history going back to the Royal Rumble, and then we see a replay of their springboard collision, which was fucking awesome. Logan Paul agrees that they'll put on a hell of a match. Logan Paul offers his hand, and Ricochet finally shakes it. Ricochet goes to leave, but Logan Paul stops him and brings up how Ricochet's girlfriend, Samantha Irvin, will announce him as the winner in hopes there will be no hard feelings. Then Ricochet attacks Logan Paul, takes him down. Then they brawl for a little bit, and then Ricochet gets the upper hand. Then Ricochet goes onto the apron to hit a springboard, but Logan Paul decks him with a nasty right, and that was great. So Logan Paul stands tall, and he starts filming on his cell phone. Great shit there. I didn't know that Samantha Irvin and Ricochet were engaged. Didn't know that. That's great. That's really cool. I thought they were just dating. I didn't know they were dating for a long time. So that's great. They probably were dating maybe about a couple years, maybe 2-3 years. Really good stuff there. So, congrats to Ricochet. This should be a great match. And hopefully this does go on first. I think this will be a very good work rate match to kick the show off for sure. Who wins? Don't know. I'm guessing Logan Paul, I guess. There would be no point for Ricochet to really win, if we're being honest. Moving on. So, Jackie Redmond is backstage with Imperium. So, Gunther says he's not worried about Drew McIntyre. His only concern right now is his disappointment with Ludwig Kaiser, who could have stopped all this last week. And don't even give him started with Giovanni Vinci. Gunther was ready to end Drew tonight, but he's not here due to prior commitment. So, Ludwig Kaiser will have a chance to finish off that meddling maggot, Matt Riddle. That was great. A great line right there. Really good shit right there by Gunther. Gunther says then he will end Drew for good at SummerSlam. So let's lead us into our first match of the night. Matt Riddle versus Ludwig Kaiser. Really solid match here. Really okay little work rate match. So in the end, Ludwig Kaiser gets the win with a really nasty, big twisting DDT for the win. It was cool. I dug it. It was great. It looked nasty. It looked devastating. I'm like, damn, that's great. I love me some Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser kicks major ass. He's great. If the guy ever becomes a singles guy, he would be phenomenal, for sure. Like, the guy can go, and he's really good on the mic. He could play a really good foreign heel, and he could be a lovable babyface. So, hopefully in due time, Ludwig Kaiser can be a breakout star. And Giovanni Vinci, same thing, Gunther's great. He's good work rate, and he's an okay promo, but, Gunther's just all work rate. Like, he's an okay little promo. Moving on. So, Byron Saxton catches up with Logan Paul backstage. Logan Paul says he gave Ricochet just a small taste of what he'll get at SummerSlam. Logan Paul promises their match will be one of the most viral in WWE history. Logan Paul says Ricochet always claims to be one step ahead of him. So what happened tonight? Logan Paul says Ricochet looked like a fully grown fetus. Really good stuff there. Then he swats Byron's mic away, and then he dips out. Really good stuff there. Oh, man. Logan Paul is such a good heel. Such a good-ass heel, man. Great stuff there. Love it. Absolutely love it. Next, Maxine Dupree versus Valhalla. So, Maxine Dupree gets her win. Towards the middle of the match, the Viking Raiders try to get involved, and then Otis and Jack Gable fight off the Viking Raiders. That allows for Maxine Dupree to win via a big bridging suplex for the 1, 2, 3. Beautifully done there. I enjoyed that finish. Hopefully, I hope and pray that this feud is over with. It's got to be, right? It's got to be. We can't be in this fucking perpetual feud. This has to end. And I hope that this was the end of the Alpha Academy Viking Raider feud. Moving on. So, Tommaso Ciampa is backstage, and he confronts one Shinsuke Nakamura. So, Tommaso Ciampa says they could have went their separate ways, but Nakamura has a problem, and Ciampa is here to fix that problem tonight. Ciampa needs momentum for the SummerSlam Battle Royal, which makes no sense because there's nothing on the line. What are you fighting for? This is so stupid. like that has pre-match all over it. It's either going to be a match on the pre-show, or it's going to be like the second or third match at SummerSlam. Oh boy. So he'll beat Nakamura tonight, then win the Battle Royal. Nakamura says he'll see Ciampa in the ring tonight, and it will be him who wins the Battle Royal. Problem solved. So then Nakamura taunts Tommaso Ciampa and walks off. So Judgment Day, they're out there. This is the second hour of the show. So they weren't in the first hour, they were in the second hour, which is better. Rhea Ripley gets on the mic and talks about how Judgment Day has been dominating. So who's going to take them out? Priest names Finn Balor. No, my bad. Priest names Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn, and even Liv Morgan. So no one can step to the Judgment Day. Priest says if Sami and Seth show up tonight, he and Dominic will make sure to beat them again. Finn Balor knocks Seth Rollins for faking insanity. Finn Balor says insanity is waking up every day for 7 years and looking at yourself and seeing scars caused by Seth Rollins, which reminds him of a career Seth Rollins ruined and spoiled. Finn Balor can't erase that, but at SummerSlam he can inflict scars on Rollins, which will make him a little bit better because these will remind Rollins of when Finn Balor beat him for the title. Great stuff there. Love it. I wouldn't be opposed to Finn Balor winning on Saturday, but we know that's not going to happen, if we're being honest. So Dominic goes to speak, but he's drowned out by loud boos. Dominic says all of Judgment Day will have all the goodies at SummerSlam. That was great. Dominic says, and he yells back, but the crowd keeps booing. Rhea Ripley says any idiot who wants to get in their way, take a page out of Raquel Rodriguez's book, run, hide, or learn to enjoy your time in rehab, just like Kevin Owens and Liv Morgan. So Raquel Rodriguez, she comes out to a big pop. Her and Rhea, they brawl. So Rodriguez is getting the upper hand just for a little bit, and then Dominic distracts her, allowing Rhea Ripley to do a chop block from behind, and then Rhea stomps the knee, and then the medics and officials tend to Raquel, and then Judgment Day walks off, and they laugh. Great stuff there. It does make sense. Thankfully, that wasn't a long segment, but a good segment nonetheless. And they'll probably end up doing a match between Rhea and Raquel at some point. Don't know when. Maybe at the next pay-per-view after SummerSlam. Payback, I think. Moving on, we get a really, really good video package from Rhonda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. We get comments from both of them, and their SummerSlam match will now be held under MMA rules, which is going to be kick-ass right there. I dig that. Dig it. So Alpha Academy's backstage. Chad Gable says Maxine Dupree represented the Alpha Academy well tonight. Just like he or Otis when they will win the SummerSlam Battle Royal. So Imperium walks up. Gunther isn't impressed with Alpha Academy and says they should be talking about Libet Kaiser's performance instead. Maxine Dupree speaks up and says her guys are former tag team champions and Olympic athletes. Gunther wonders why she's hanging out with this freak Otis. So Otis gets pissed off and gets into the face of Gunther for a second. Kaiser says Gable wouldn't last 5 minutes with Gunther, the ring general. Gunther says he's been dealing with some things for a few weeks, so his soul would do well with dragging Gable around the ring. Gunther tells Chad Gable to put a clock on the wall, so he won't need it. Then Chad Gable steps up to Gunther and says if he wants this match, leave Imperium in the back. Gunther agrees. So, this is okay here. I mean, this is fine. Even though I hate impromptu matches because Guy A got into it with Guy B, so now they must fight. I really don't like it, but it was a Triple H idea. We know this. Again, 50-50 with Vince, 50-50 with Triple H. So this leads us into Shinsuke Nakamura versus Tommaso Ciampa. Bronson Reed is watching this match from backstage with a nice suit on. So this match was about, I think it was maybe 4 to 5 minutes, about 5 minutes. So Nakamura gets the win. So he ends up rolling up Nakamura. Nakamura rolls up Tommaso Ciampa for the 1-2-3, which is fine there. So they're slowly but surely turning Nakamura heel. He wins by grabbing the tights of Tommaso Ciampa. I'm fine with this. They can continue their feud. And this is great for both guys. You know, this is great for Tommaso Ciampa, and this is great for Shinsuke Nakamura. You know, both decent mid-carders. So this is fine for them right now. Moving on. So Raquel Rodriguez is in the trainer's room having her knee worked on. Adam Pearce enters and says he knows she wants a match with Rhea Ripley, but she's not cleared. Adam Pearce gives his word as soon as Raquel Rodriguez is medically cleared, the match is hers. Okay, that makes sense. Next, this leads us into Brock Lesnar showing up. So he introduces himself as Brock Lesnar, a NCAA heavyweight champion, a UFC heavyweight champion, and a WWE heavyweight champion of the world. So there's one thing he knows about championships. That's this is fight week. And then the fans piss me the fuck off by doing the stupid what chants. I'm tired of those stupid chants. Stop. This isn't the early 2000s. Stop it. Why are we doing the what treatments? I hate it. So, Brock Lesnar says the hype is over. This Saturday at SummerSlam in Detroit, he gets paid to fight to kick ass against Cody Rhodes. This Saturday at SummerSlam, Cody Rhodes gets paid to get his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar says, let's cut the crap. He's already been here too long tonight. Brock Lesnar calls out Cody Rhodes to come tell him otherwise, and he will respect that. Brock tells Cody to come shake his hand, look him in his eyes, and he'll see him on Saturday. But if Cody doesn't, Brock will still see him Saturday. Brock gives Cody Rhodes about 5 seconds before he leaves this town. So Cody comes out. Cody then cautiously circles the ring. So Lesnar removes his cowboy hat, stares down Cody. Cody offers his hand as Lesnar smirks. Cody shakes Brock's hand and steps closer to him. So, then Lesnar bumps Cody's shoulder because Cody says something in his ear. I don't know what it was. So Lesnar exits the ring. Cody looks on. Then Cody hits a suicide dive. And then they have a little brawl scene. But Lesnar gets the upper hand. He throws Cody Rhodes into the steel steps. He hits him not once but twice with the steel steps. He walks back up the ramp, comes back down again, throws Cody into the ring, does the F5, and then Brock puts on his cowboy hat and dips out. So I enjoyed that. It makes sense, but what really pissed me off about the segment was we didn't get an explanation. We didn't get a match stipulation. What is it going to be? It can't be a fight. So what is it going to be? A no-holds-barred match? Like, what? It's got to be something. Are we going to get a Texas bull rope match? We need something here, man. We need something. Moving on. Chad Gable versus Gunther. So Chad Gable survives the 5-minute time limit. So Gunther gets on the announce table. He issued a warning to Drew McIntyre, promising to end him once and for all at SummerSlam. And then him and Chad Gable proceed to continue the match. Gunther ends up winning with the powerbomb. It was a dumb idea. Moving on. So Byron Saxton is backstage with Cody Rhodes. Cody says that he's confident he'll still be able to compete, promising to shatter the aura of the Beast on Saturday. So that makes sense there. Again, we don't know the stipulation of the match. That's what I hate about it. There's no stipulation. What is the stipulation? So Becky Lynch is out next. Becky goes on about how she's earned her rematch with Trish Stratus. She calls Trish Stratus out, who brings out Zoe Stark. Trish says that she's down for the match, but only when she says it's going to happen. So then Adam Pearce comes out and says the match is happening tonight. And he calls for referee. So this leads us into Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch. And then immediately Zoe Stark rushes the ring and attacks Becky Lynch for the DQ. Then there is a brawl scene involving all three of them. So Becky Lynch is able to win that brawl. So Adam Pearce is backstage with Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark. He says that was unacceptable. They say they delivered on the rematch. Adam Pearce announces Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus for Raw in Winnipeg in 2 weeks. And Zoe Stark will be banned from ringside. So that's good. That makes sense. This can end the feud somehow. I'm glad we're not getting this at SummerSlam or next week. So it does make sense. Then we get a really good part 2 of the video package from Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. They both get super emotional. And Shayna promises that Ronda's baby daughter is going to not like what's going to happen to Rhonda come Saturday. So that was really good stuff there. I enjoyed that. And then we get the main event, that being Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn versus Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest. So Seth Rollins gets the win via the stomp on Damian Priest for the 1-2-3. So towards the end of the match, Finn Balor gets involved. Damian hits the Razor's Edge. Balor then immediately grabs the briefcase, gives it to Damian. He's about to cash in. And then Sami Zayn fights off Finn Balor with a haluva kick. And then Damian Priest eats a super kick from Seth Rollins. And then Seth Rollins hits the stomp for the 1-2-3. So there's more Judgment Day tension and dissension between, within the faction. So that was Monday Night Raw. Overall, it was okay. It could have been a lot better, but it is what it is. It's not really that important. But what did you guys think? Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to my videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
To the